Welcome to our actual character creation episode, everyone. We are excited to get to making our Christmas story just a ton more weird. But before we get to that, for some announcements.
Just one more reminder, since we record the first 2 episodes of each series on the same file, this episode is going to have some of the same audio issues as part 1. Things will be not much better by part 3. I'm very sorry. Something weird happened with my track, and I don't know what it is. And for some reason, 5 minutes later, when we started recording again, it did not do that. So.
No, and I was so sick. So you're going to hear nasally Ryan for this whole series. And I really hope that it clears up for the next one. I'm pretty sure the next one was fine. So yeah. So yeah, sincere apologies that I was recording from inside of a submarine or something. Yeah.
It just cut off like the top part of my audio, and I don't know what it was doing. So it's better next time. Thank you for bearing with us. I'm really bummed because this is such a great series, but Ryan did clean it up pretty well and at the best he could. So yeah, it'll be okay.
It'll be fine. We'll have this one out for you today, and then we've got the discussion next week, which should sound a lot better. Mm-hmm. And then we've got the week or 2 break for the holidays, and who knows, we might have some bonus content at some point within the next couple weeks or so. And then we are back after New Year's. So
for 2022.
I'm excited. We've already got series 46 recorded. So look forward to that in a few weeks as well.
That's a good one.
Absolutely. For now, bear with us as we get back into the series and see how character creation goes for this game. Enjoy the show. Episode of Character Creation Cast, we created a small town named Goldvind, with a bear wearing a bee suit mascot named Hibernate, a cyber cafe, an antique shop, a local diner, and a crumbling infrastructure. We didn't get to start character creation quite yet, so we are picking up right where we left off last time. Enjoy.
Okay,
great.
So we have made our town.
Yes.
They have a honey festival. They have a bear in a bee costume named Hibernate.
Hibernate, yep.
Hibernate. What next?
I think we make people.
Oh, wonderful. Now we can make some people.
Let's make some people.
To exist in our honey-centric world. Oh, so sweet.
I hope they have their own like town coffee that like has like honey notes in it.
Oh, there has to be.
Just thinking that as I'm drinking a coffee based on the Madison Forward soccer team.
What?
Their mascot is a flamingo. This is why I bought this coffee.
Oh.
So I found it at the grocery store. It's from the Just Coffee Co-op. And then I looked up their website and they have this coffee for the Madison Forward. And their mascot is a flamingo, and flamingos are my favorite animal. So of course I bought this coffee. It's called Wake the Flock Up. And it supports their like youth soccer fund. So I'm like, also it supports charity or whatever. But it made me think that like this town needs their own like bee themed coffee with like hibernate on it. It has to have like honey notes in it. So we'll have to think of a good coffee pun sometime too, maybe. If we can come
absolutely.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
If they have a bear themed cyber cafe, they should have their own coffee too. To come up with that. But I've got to stop naming things though. We haven't even named characters yet. Okay, characters. What do we do now?
So one thing about characters, and maybe you can move this to the useful term section, is the small town versus big city dynamic. This is that classic Christmas movie trope of like people from the big city are like this and small town people are like this. It's kind of like a 3-choice alignment chart where, like there are certain prescriptive ideas that come with being from the small town or the big city or somewhere else, but they're also really just guidelines. Like if you want to play your character a different way, you don't have to be like, I am the small town, I am like this.
Is this you officially saying you're not going to come into people's homes and tell them how to play the game?
Oh, for sure not.
Like officially promising not to break into people's houses.
Yeah. I mean, you're playing the game, like that makes me far happier than anything you could do, like changing what I've made in any way. But small town characters usually they live life at a slower pace. They're more community minded, which is partially because they're surrounded by people who know them, and so they might gossip about the things that they do. And they're not necessarily closed-minded people, but new ideas are slow to take hold. Characters from the big city, they're used to a faster paced life. They're more concerned about like the needs of an individual or individual person's opinions, not necessarily their own opinions, but like they don't mind standing out or breaking norms for, if it's for the right reason. And, city life exposes you to so many people and so many different ideas and viewpoints. So it's kind of hard to take any given one seriously. So, just people from the city, if they're in the small town, they tend to have a particular goal in mind and want to focus on that.
Okay.
Characters from somewhere else are all a little bit different. There's like the secret royalty, there's the time traveler. They're all a little different, but they fall somewhere in between that town city spectrum.
That makes sense.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah, and that kind of, I've always sort of toyed with like, does the game need this? But like ultimately I decide it kind of does because it's more trope reinforcement.
Yeah.
And like I come from a small town in rural Virginia, and I currently live in a big city. So like this is my way of putting a bit of my own experience into a very trope-filled game.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm from the like weird, awkward in between of the suburbs. Like, not really either. Like, Milwaukee is like 10 minutes. Like at one point, the other side of my street was Milwaukee. Like I lived right on the line between the two places. Yeah, it was really weird because Milwaukee does their trick-or-treating on different days, and we were like the only house on our side of the street, so nobody came. We did not know that the first year we lived there. But yeah, so I'm like in that, it's like not really a small town because it's, you're close enough that you have all of the stuff from the city, but like still, small enough that everybody like freaks out and needs to save their spot for the parade 5 days early because it's the big thing that's happening, so it's like that weird in between thing of like, it's pretty small, but also like not,
Yeah.
You don't have to drive an hour to get to the city. You can go to whatever restaurant you want and like go see a show at, the Performing Arts Center or something like that with no problem at all. Sports teams are here.
Yeah. Suburbs do not exist in this game.
Yes. Yeah. No.
There's small town and not small town.
Right. So yeah, you are one or the other. Then there's like my grandparents who lived in like small town that didn't have their own fire department, and it was like a 45-minute drive to the grocery store. So that's a whole other kind of small town. It was like 10 people that lived there. Like the population of the town, tripled when we all came for Christmas. So, Ryan, you sounded like you maybe had some ideas on what you wanted to do. I haven't finished scrolling through all of my choices yet. But.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of set on one of the roles, and I could step into a different role if somebody really, really wants this one.
Follow your heart. Tell me what you want to do there.
I really want to be the time traveler.
Okay, of course you do.
Ooh, okay.
Really want to be the time traveler.
Into it.
Yeah.
So one thing I kind of noted is that the time traveler is sort of defined just by being from a different time period.
Yeah.
So if we wanted to do like a period piece where everyone else is from the 1800s or whatever, and the time traveler has come in from our time, like that's another dynamic you can introduce. Did you have a particular viewpoint, like whether you wanted to be from a particular time period?
I was thinking keep the modern setting of this small town, like the infrastructure.
We have an internet cafe
exactly.
and Jimmy Carter.
So we've got all of that going on, right? I would say like modern, 2020s-ish time period, maybe, slightly in the future, slightly in the past, doesn't matter. And I think my character is from like further in the future.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Did you have a year in mind, like 2030 or like 3000?
No, I was thinking like 60 years in the future.
Okay.
Yeah. So like technically future, but like, within a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. That's an interesting dynamic. So you are you also like from this small town's future, or are you just, from elsewhere in the future?
I'm thinking the small town. Yeah.
So you know how certain things are going to happen.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't want to get too much into it until somebody else selects some stuff, but.
I kind of want to go event planner. I'm going to follow my heart and do the thing that I, Amelia, the real person, actually strongly considered going to school for. But my parents said it was not really a viable career choice. I would like to point out that my sister is now in school for event planning. They've learned some things over the last 11 years, and they were like, great choice, Mary. So I still give her a hard time about that. She will be a very good event planner. She's probably better at it than I am. But yeah, I think I would like to be an event planner.
Okay.
I would like to be from small town, but have not been here in a really, really, really long time. And then I would like to come back and plan our honey festival, which we're having around Christmas time for God knows what reason. For plot reasons.
For plot reasons, exactly.
Yeah. It's our Christmas honey festival.
Exactly.
Like you do.
Cool.
It's a honey festival. Nothing screams Christmas like honey festival.
Okay. I think I will be the closest thing. I think I will be the closest thing a Christmas movie has to a villain and play the boss. Yeah, the boss is someone rich and influential. I'm going to be from the big city, maybe a part of this whole wind farm scenario. I'm here to make some deals and
then it snows and you're trapped here for Christmas?
And I'm trapped, yeah.
Oh, no.
For Christmas. I mean, I don't care too much about Christmas, but I've got a job to do.
Of course, I'm sorry.
Back in the real world, the big city.
In the big city, yes. In Cityopolis, where I'm from.
You've heard of it.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So...
All right.
Event planner, the boss, and time traveler.
I love it.
Okay. So, character creation is pretty straightforward in this system. A lot of times you're going to be like filling in a blank for a prompt or picking things off of a list. Each role has a different list to it. Maybe if we want to go through like these things one at a time, or back and forth, like each person does like their create the following for your character, and then we all say that we all do the two props together, then we do the choose one things together.
Okay.
However sounds easiest and best for you and your editing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's go. Let's just go down the list of, because it looks like we've got create the following for your character. If we can do that for each of us. Yeah. And then go from there.
Okay. Names and pronouns. Naming thing. This game has too many names. I'm gonna leave a review. I'll still give it 5 stars because that's important. But I'm gonna say too much naming things.
Too much. Yeah. Things have to be called other things. It's too much.
Don't understand it.
Why can't I just gesture vaguely at something and people know what I mean?
Can I just call it a color? Okay. For some reason, I want the name Maribel. I don't know why. It feels correct.
It's vaguely festive.
Right.
there's always the character named like Holly or Joy.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Yeah. I think because it has Mary and Bells in it. Maribel.
Yeah.
So it's like not quite as on the nose as just being named like Noelle.
Yeah.
It's a thinker.
Yeah. Much like all of our puns.
You got to make people work for it.
And then I feel like I need like a really generic, like Christmas. What's a good Christmas movie last name?
Winters.
Winters. That's excellent.
Amazing.
Maribel Winters.
I went with Rick Newcomb or Newcomb.
Newcomb.
Like a honeycomb, only new.
Oh,
I like it.
Yeah. He, him pronouns.
Oh yeah, I should say she, her.
Yeah. I think just to further put the boss in contrast to this town, I'm going to be Summer Worthington the Fourth.
Ooh.
And she, her pronouns.
Nice.
Summer is coming.
Oh no. Oh, I love it. So it looks like we've got some other questions that we can answer as well.
You want to do those in the same order?
Yeah. The big event you're planning for somebody in town, I said, is already the Honey Festival, the Winter Honey Festival. Did they have a summer one as well? Is this a biannual event?
This is the Christmas Honey Festival, right?
The Christmas Honey Festival. Yes.
Yeah.
It's very important that it's Christmas. It is like, it's not just about honey, it is about Christmas.
Christmas and honey.
Christmas and honey.
What's sweeter than Christmas and honey?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
Literally nothing. So my question is, where and when are you from, and how did you get here, basically? So I'm from 60 years in the future, and I got here via an invention that happened to be created due to the technological boom after the wind farm came to the city.
Ooh.
I don't think I left enough room to write all this down. That's okay. You should start putting my weird session notes on our website too.
Oh, yeah.
You see my terrible handwriting on maps. All right.
Okay. So I come up with a high-powered job, and I think I'm going to be the classic land developer. I have ties to business and development and other like vague, like city-coded things for like a bad outsider who wants to build and change things.
Real estate words.
Yeah, I'm in real estate and development.
Nothing scarier.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I come in and I say, I'm going to build a new farm, and people are very excited. A wind farm. And they're just aghast. Farming wind?
You don't understand. How do you milk a windmill?
Oh, no.
It's business.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I had a follow-up question for mine because I noticed everybody else only has 3. So my follow-up question was, what did you do in the time period you're from? And Rick Newcomb was a beekeeper.
Oh, a future beekeeper?
A future beekeeper. And why is he coming to the past?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bit more going on with the time traveler, so they needed an extra question.
Yeah.
No, that makes total sense.
And my third question is, what do people notice about you?
Mm-hmm.
This is hard. What do people notice about me? I thought I had answered all of them, but I feel like I just skipped even reading this one.
Yeah.
I think because I'm from here, people notice how different I am since I left. Like, they notice all of the things that are not small town about me. They're like, when you lived here, you used to not care about that. And it's like, yeah, I know I didn't care about fast internet because I didn't know that fast internet was a thing, but now it is, and I do care. So I can't order the place cards for your honey festival if I can't get on the internet.
Mm-hmm. For me, I went with a very like tropey answer of my perfect hair.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is it a perfect bee hat?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Okay.
In the future, maybe.
Beehives look a little different in 60 years.
I see.
A lot of beekeeping technology advances.
Mm-hmm.
And what people notice about Summer, I think, is that, she talks big, has a lot of ideas, but she never really makes eye contact with you. Like, not necessarily out of, like, averting her gaze, because, like, she's awkward about it, but she doesn't think you're worth making eye contact with.
Oh.
Like, she's here to sell a product to people in power and get out.
Oh, boy. She doesn't belong in this small town of community and eye contact. And
it's very clear that she ain't from around here.
Mm-hmm.
Pick 2 props.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to read this list because I feel like our listeners need to see what my choices are here. A van full of supplies, lots of checklists, something that always calms you down, a team of semi-capable assistants, less and less sleep each night, clothing with your company logo on it, or something else. Okay, first of all, I'm obviously picking lots and lots of checklists. That's just, I'm Amelia and I can't not pick that. And then I feel like just for the NPC fun of it, I would like a team of semi-capable assistants because
Nice.
I think there's a lot of fun to be had there.
That's amazing. Let's see. My list of props, I've got choices between an old-fashioned or futuristic way of getting around, a portrait of a loved one, a task to perform in order to go home, a mysterious magical or technological device, out-of-place clothing, so many questions, or something else.
Ryan's gonna pick questions for sure.
I was thinking about it, but I think I wanted two different ones, actually.
How dare you prove me wrong on the Christmas episode?
I know, right?
Ryan.
So
Ryan.
I think my character has answers, not questions.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. So I'm going to choose a portrait of a loved one, which is the aged, my current time portrait of somebody current.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
a mysterious magical or technological device. So I've got a mysterious technological device, which is my time traveling device.
Okay.
Nice. So, the props I have to choose from are a put-upon assistant, perfectly tailored outfits, hunger for the next big thing, a laptop full of secrets, lots of connections, a helicopter, or something else. A helicopter would solve my problem, so I'm not going to go with that.
Yeah, no.
I'm going to go with a put-upon assistant and a laptop full of secrets.
That's perfect.
A sinister meaning behind this wind farm? Who knows?
I might.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
You
Rick
might.
does. Okay.
I only traveled back in time to before the wind farm was here, for fun.
For funsies. Not for an actual reason.
No.
Okay. Choose one you're an expert at creating and one clients keep asking you for. Cooking and cocktails, big showpieces, music and dancing, decor and ambiance, family-friendly entertainment, intimate moments. Let's see here. I am going to say that I'm an expert at decor. And the thing that clients keep asking for, what do people in this town want?
You're doing the big honey festival.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they're going to want
come
like
with some,
family-friendly entertainment, probably. But because nobody's going to ask for intimate moments. But I feel like I want that to be the answer because I feel like that needs to be a thing. Like that needs to be in.
Oh,
But
what
like,
if there's a centerpiece of the honey festival, or maybe like an old superstition, like if you kiss under the big like oak tree or something, you get married eventually, and like the town makes a big deal about that, like setting up the perfect moments.
Yeah, like if you meet each other at the honey festival, like,
Yeah.
it's yeah, and so then there's like always some couple celebrating their like 60th anniversary at the honey festival, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, Okay. So yeah, we're gonna say I'm an expert at decor, but not intimate moments.
Yeah.
I don't really do that.
I like the thought of like a tradition of like you taste like the honey and then you kiss. So it's like a sweet kiss, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like the mistletoe sort of thing, right?
Oh, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Why did I accept this job? Terrible.
That's amazing. So mine says, choose one thing this time period does way better than your own time and one you can't get a handle on. So I have choices between food and drink, science and technology, acceptable social behavior, conflict resolution, fashion and beauty, art and entertainment. So I'm thinking way better than my own time probably would be maybe acceptable social behavior. Because I think once the wind farms and the technology took over, people stopped being like small town friendly after a while.
Oh, gotcha.
And then one thing I can't get a handle on, gosh, I'm going to say maybe the science and technology of today.
It's all too old-fashioned for you.
It's too old-fashioned.
Where are the touch screen? Wait, no, there's even a touch screen? I can't just like think it and it happens in my metaverse.
Like doing like mind powers at these like giant IMAX.
Yeah.
Like
the first time, like I
Mm.
remember my kids realizing that our TV wasn't a touch screen. I was like, oh my God, I'm old. Like they were like swiping because they'd done stuff on an iPad before.
Yeah.
So they were like 2 or 3 and they're like standing in front of the TV, just like swiping. And I'm like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh my God.
I'm doing
so
that,
old.
but with like holographic gestures and stuff
Right.
and talking to the TV. Well, why is this not working?
Yeah.
I'm so out of touch.
Okay. So I have choose one you're known for and one you're hiding the truth of.
Ooh.
A connection with somebody famous, charitable donations, your relationship with your family, how you influence public opinion, your personality, or where you come from. And I'm going to say I am known for where you come from. I'm a city girl, born and raised. It's part of my personality. Like how people say, like, I'm from Chicago. I say I'm from the big city.
I'm from Cityopolis.
Yeah.
That's what I've named it. I've decided.
I'm from Cityopolis. And a thing that I'm hiding the truth of is my personality. I'm in real estate and development and business. I need to be friendly and put on a good face and like sell people on all the benefits of what I'm selling them on. But behind the scenes, I'm just like a boiling pot of emotions. Like these rubes, they don't understand. There's a big picture. There's important things that need to be happening. And I'm sick and tired of talking to all of them about it.
Oh, so she's secretly a shark.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Nate asked me that yesterday about like, I went to the pharmacy to pick up his medication and they didn't have it. Like I specifically changed it to like have it at the local pharmacy and they sent it to like the other one where we used to live. And I was like, okay, fine. And then I walk away from the counter and I'm like, oh, I told them not to do that. And they did it. And he's like, why are you so different at the counter? And I was like, what? And he's like, when you talk to them, you're like, oh, okay, it's fine. And then you turn around, you're like, it's not fine. And I was like, well, because it's not her fault. Like the pharmacist did not call me Medicaid. Like I'm not going to yell at her. But he's like, just talk so different to them. And I was like, okay. He called out. He's like, you have a different voice now.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. That's when you take him back to John Locke and the social contract. And,
Right. I was like, it's polite.
Yeah.
We'll get to John Locke in a few years.
Yeah. use the poli-sci for something good.
Right. We talk a lot about infrastructure spending and trickle down economics. So, one thing at a time.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I feel like that is all the questions that I have on here.
Yeah. It looks like we've got relationship questions on page 2.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I can scroll down and look at the next page.
Yeah. So there should be one more question at the bottom of each first page.
Oh, yeah. Look at
A
that.
little character defining
I know how
question.
to scroll.
Yeah.
Why is this event particularly stressful for you? I think because I grew up with it and because this was my town, it's like kind of personal. And so I need it to go well because I've seen it go well in years past. And I also need to like prove to everybody here that me leaving was still like reasonable and that the job that I do is good. So that they're not like, okay, you're also a crappy event planner on top of leaving. It could be like, no, I learned things and I'm putting them to good use and I am capable.
Yeah. The time traveler doesn't have a bottom question since they got an extra create the following for their character. But maybe I should change that for consistency's sake. But the boss has the question, why have you accepted the sacrifices your job asks of you? And I'm going to lean into the trope and say that I need to please my parents.
Oh,
I want to do a good job. I had a very cold childhood where I constantly had to be the best and to be impressive. And that has continued well into my adulthood. Yeah. And I just, if I do a good enough job, maybe daddy will love me.
Aw. Sad.
So, yeah, there's a sad heart to this boss behind all there's the public facing layer, the private facing layer, and then my deepest desire in my heart, which is just to be accepted.
Uh-huh.
that's all Avis really wants.
Exactly.
All the tropes.
Yes. Okay. Ask each question to a different player.
Oh.
So my first question is, what have you heard about me that makes you hesitant to attend my events? Have either of you heard anything about me?
So you went away from the small town.
Oh, that's true.
Did you go to the big city where I might have met you?
Well, where else would I go? Those are the only two places in the world.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I do plan like corporate events.
Okay. So maybe I can answer that question then.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So I think the kind of focus on the kind of events that you do is because you're an expert at the decor. Yes,
the decor and ambiance.
Okay, so I think then that what I'm looking for in an event is a way to like make connections and talk to people and do business things. And I think you put together a very nice looking event, but it's very distracting in a lot like Like I'm trying.
You're like, I need networking, not tablecloths.
Yeah, like this is nice. Like but give me some moments for me to do my thing. Like if I end up attending this honey festival for whatever reason, it's going to be impossible for me to make deals and do business things.
Business things, the technical term.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm doing business.
Yeah. The Christmas movie oversimplification. Business things.
Yeah. All right.
And my other question is, how are you involved in the event I'm planning, Rick?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so
this one definitely makes more sense for you.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that it has to have something to do with the bees and the honey, right?
Yes, that is what the event is.
Right. Well, I mean,
and
in
also
terms
what
of
you are.
either procuring them or maybe there's something about the bees that I need to fix.
Ooh. You are posing as a bee veterinarian?
Yeah.
A bee veterinarian?
I don't know, it's a bee doctor.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
that is like the exact kind of like made up job for a Christmas movie. It's like, yeah, this is definitely a job a person can make a full-time living on.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm a bee doctor as my cover.
Yes.
And there's something wrong with the bees.
Oh no. And I'm like running around like, I don't have time. I need them to fly in formation and make it happen.
And maybe that's why I came back, is because this is the start of something that went wrong with the bees.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. That's
All right,
amazing.
I'm just going to write down B Dr. Rick.
Be Dr. Rick.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And you'll call out Dr. Rick, and Rick will just keep walking like, no, oh, me.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
me.
Yeah. Yes, I'm a doctor.
Yes, that is
I'm
true.
very
A
much a
doctor for
doctor.
bees, specifically. Oh, I am so glad you are here. You know, it's like perfect timing.
It's so informal in this town because I normally go by Dr. Newcomb, but I enjoy Dr. Rick from the locals here.
My God.
Amazing. Okay, so my questions are, what unknown connection is there between us? Who would this apply to the best?
Well, obviously, one of us is your secret future portrait,
Yeah.
clearly.
Yeah, I like that.
So who is it?
Who is it? It could go either way.
It's true.
I don't know. Roll a d6, right?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Should we just leave it up to fate?
Let's leave it up to fate,
Yeah.
and we will make this. I mean, I am okay. I guess we should ask Danny, are you also
Uh,
okay with that being the
yeah,
outcome?
please. Yeah, flip the
Please,
six-sided coin.
please decide who is a love interest. We have no love interest so far, and it's not Christmas without love.
Yes.
All right, I'm getting out my my dice. They were slightly out of the way. Up
I
on
know
my
mine
shelf.
aren't even in here right now.
There's a nice clicky clack Foley for
Yeah,
everybody.
some good
Yeah.
dice sounds.
Good dice sounds. All right, what do we got? I should probably decide. I haven't looked at it yet.
Yes, evens
So,
are odds.
Evens are going to be Danny, odds are Amelia.
Okay.
And it is evens. So
Yeah.
Summer, I've got a picture of you from the future.
Future.
And you are one of my loved ones.
Mhm.
However, we want that to work.
Yes. However.
Amazing. Do I have to find your true love to be in order to be born?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh. I
So
love
you
it.
came back
Yes.
to get your parents together. Is what
Yeah.
you're telling me.
I
Mhm.
came back to save the bees, but then I realized I won't exist if my parents don't ever meet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like what? Yeah. What if there's a thing with like building the wind farm, and if like the wind farm gets built, then then Summer will never find love, and then you'll never be born, or something.
Right, because you would not have to stay around this town. If the wind farm doesn't
Yeah.
get built, you'll never have a
Yeah.
reason to come back here.
Uh-huh.
Well, then I think the
Mm.
obvious answer is that we are the parents.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh,
Right.
goodness.
See, you actually have to get us together.
Oh, amazing.
If my notes are correct, we both have she/her pronouns though. So
Yes.
maybe just avoiding any sort of scientific or gender identity questions, we have to eventually adopt you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that would
Yes.
work out really well. Or adopt one of my parents, right?
Right.
It's 60
years from now. So yeah, you could
60
you could
years.
be my
Well-
grandparents basically.
Yeah, well, we don't know how old the portrait is though.
Oh, that's true.
That's true. And like, how old is Rick?
I would say
Like, you're
Rick.
from 60 years in the future, but like,
yeah.
if you're 20, then that's only 40.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then,
True.
like, I don't feel like doing math.
Yeah, because it could be like 30 or so, right?
Yeah.
So that could work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
So Summer is the person in my picture.
Yes.
So you
Okay.
have to
I
get
do have
Summer and Maribel together.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That is
So
your
I've-
goal.
that's my goal. And so, okay. So then this is a question for Maribel. What do you think I really am instead of a time traveler?
Be doctor. I don't know. What is the question? Like, what are we? What do I think you really are?
Yeah, because I'm thinking like a bee doctor is who I'm posing as, right?
Right.
So you probably think I'm something else aside from a bee doctor.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, some kind of con man.
Oh, interesting.
Mm.
Right. I mean, if I figure out that you're not a bee doctor,
Yeah.
that it's like you're trying to, yeah. I mean, maybe I think that you are working for Summer to try and like ruin something in the town to get this wind farm built
Ooh.
or something. because I think eventually, like, being back, I kind of side with the town.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, there has to be some kind of conflict there where, like, you and I, like, because obviously we can't get together. We're on opposite sides of this.
Of
So,
course.
so I think that, like, you are helping Summer try and get this wind farm built.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like that.
Yeah. So
Amazing.
yeah, I have the questions. What deal could we make together? And I think I will ask that of Maribel.
Ooh, what deal could we make together? I mean, I think that, like, after some time here, we can both agree that, like, this town needs something. Like, it can't stay like this. It won't survive. Even for all of the things that I love about it, being from here, like, it can't stay this way.
Yeah, you've been somewhere else. You know what's out there.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And then, like, I know for their own good, if they want to thrive, they can't, they need some infrastructure. It has crumbling infrastructure.
Mhm.
And so I think, we can agree that something has to happen here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe like you want me to do some development, just not necessarily the wind farm,
Right.
because that's gonna just completely mess with the whole bee thing.
Or maybe even the wind farm could still happen, but it doesn't have to be in that exact location.
yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And so my question to Rick: what do you realize about me that no one else does?
Ooh. I mean, I would have known you as... Are we going with parent?
Yeah, I think so. We
I
can
like
just
that. Yeah, I think
let's
there.
not worry.
Let's hand wave
Dear
it.
listeners, don't worry about the math. It's fine.
Don't worry about the math.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would have known you as one of my moms.
Yeah.
And I would have known like a different side of you than I think even you tell yourself that you have.
Oh, yeah, because Rick can see
yeah.
that soft, loving parent side that
Yeah.
you want for yourself.
Yes.
And that you don't
exactly.
think anybody cares for, like, to have from you.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I
You're the
gave
parents that you
the
didn't
childhood.
have.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And so you know that is in me, but you're not seeing any part of it now.
Yeah, so I have to try to coax it out somehow without like getting on your bad side.
Yeah. Like you probably know stories that I've told you.
Yeah.
Or like gifts I've given you. Like, this belonged to my father, who was
And
a
you're like,
real
gosh
jerk.
darn it, they have to kiss at the honey festival or it's over.
Oh, is this a parent trip sort of thing almost?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
This is a Christmas parent trap.
Oh, yes. God. And we set that up so well with the honey kiss.
Oh.
Oh, that's good. That's so good.
I'm like so excited.
Oh, I want this movie so bad.
Gosh,
Amazing.
how come TV channels never call us? We have like such
don't
great
know.
stories here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
it's so
amazing.
good. I'm so good.
Uh-huh.
I ran out of room and my notes are so messy now, but
Well,
yeah.
well, I mean, good news is that's it. That's character creation. You're done.
Oh, this is so good.
That's so good.
We pretty much set up a whole movie worth of things to do.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't even know what we're going to talk about in our fan fiction section, but I bet we'll figure it out.
Like we've been telling the fanfic.
I know. Oh, this is so good.
Amazing.
Love it.
Do you have anything else that you want to say about this character creation before we do our closing stuff?
No.
Okay.
This is
I feel like
perfect.
it spoke for itself.
It does, yeah.
really did.
Yeah.
Danny, thank you so much for joining us for our Christmas belonging character creation episode. This was fantastic.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you so much. This is as weird and perfect as I wanted it to be.
Do you want to remind people where they can find you and what you are up to?
Sure. You can find me on Twitter at Danny Plays RPGs. You can find the games I make, including this one, at DannyMakesRPGs.itch.io. And you can listen to my world building podcast, Pod of Wonder, at Pod of Wonder, or wherever podcasts are found.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again for joining us, and thank you to everybody for listening. Please join us on the next episode for our discussion block. Call to action.
Yeah, like that. I am so excited for this, like, mess that we made in this episode. Like, this was so much fun. It was everything that I hoped this game would be.
More than everything.
More than that, yes. It's full of bear puns and honey festivals and secret time traveling love stories. And I mean, it was what more could you want for Christmas?
I know.
Really,
I really want to see this movie so badly.
Know. I'm like this. I think that's the thing, though, that's really frustrating about this game is that I'm like, oh, this one isn't a Hallmark movie that I could watch. Like, this is a thing that I made up. You know, this is like a weird fever dream that I had and it isn't actually a movie. Call us, Lifetime Movie Network.
Seriously.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
I mean, what more can you want? You know, you got time travel, you've got like a secret, like, festival thing that needs to happen, and
yeah, you've got
gracious.
like friends to enemies to friends nonsense. You got
exactly.
like, I mean, like secret honey kiss festival. Like,
I'm sure we could fit fake dating in there at some point too.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm like, I'm almost mad at this game. I had so much fun, but I'm like almost mad at it.
Because it leaves me wanting so much more.
Too good. Like, this is, you know, it was too good. It was not in the same way that it usually do. Usually I want more because I'm like, I want to play this. But now it's like, I want someone to play me playing this.
Yeah, no, I want to watch this.
Yes, exactly.
I want to experience it. Yeah, absolutely.
But before we head out, before you go to find some less good Hallmark movie, let's do some calls to action.
Absolutely. First up, if you like what we are doing here, check out what we have to offer in the One Shot Network Patreon Secret Archive. You can get there at patreon.com/oneshotpodcast. We are hoping to get at least one bonus episode out a month, where we cover a smaller game's character creation, and sometimes actually play the game if there's enough time. We'll be getting more of that content coming soon, just as soon as the holidays aren't as busy for us. But we're really excited to get to record more things together. So
yeah, we've been having fun with it so far. So, you know, as soon as we can not be just completely slammed for the holidays and moving and sick and all those other things, as soon as there's time for games, we will do game stuff.
Absolutely. And honestly, we had Tracy Barnett on a few times already, and for these bonus episodes, and they brought one of their games with them at one point. And we had a ton of fun with it. So I'm hoping to lure some more guests that have games in, so we can just do some nonsense with their game.
You said that like you're going to like fill a trap with cookies. Like, yeah, game designers.
Yeah, game designers. Come on, have a good time with some character creation.
It's not a trap at all.
It's not a trap at all. just turn on your microphone, hit the record button, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, just like that. Hopefully we will be able to trap some game designers into doing things with us. So far, it's worked great. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm really hoping that like in the next month or so, we'll have something else for you.
Absolutely.
One thing that I would like to say on our more serious note, for our call to action portion, I have been wanting to kind of say this for a couple weeks, but I keep like not being really sure how to talk about it. I would like to shout out the Waukesha Foundation Community Fund. I'm sure some of you probably heard that there was a Christmas parade in Waukesha, Wisconsin, where someone drove through the parade and killed 6 people and injured about 50 other people.
Yeah.
Waukesha is very close to where I live. It is also where I work. And where this parade took place is right down the street from the hospital that I work at. And that hospital is where most of these victims were treated. So this is something that has hit pretty hard for me. I was getting notifications from work that like our hospital was in lockdown and all that kind of stuff while this was happening. One of the people that was killed was a chaplain at our hospital.
Oh, wow.
So it's just, doctors that I work with were working in the emergency room that night. So it's something that's very close to me, has hit close to home as a city that I work in. So we're going to put a link to the community fund in our show notes if you're able to give. That goes toward helping the families with like their hospital expenses and some of the other things that that they have going on, especially right around Christmas.
Yeah.
This is a really tough time to lose somebody, and especially in that way when you're out at a festivity having fun with your family and friends to go through that kind of tragedy. So it's fun to help the community kind of recover from this too, because obviously it hurts all of the people around it too. So
yeah, absolutely.
We'll put that in the show notes. So if you are able to give or support in any way, that would mean a lot to me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It really, I'm an hour and a half north of Waukesha, and just hearing about that happening just broke my heart. And then knowing, like, if I were in that situation, I can't even fathom, right? As a father and everything right now. So it's like, goodness, yeah. If you can, please go ahead and give, and it really would help a lot of people out. But that's all we have for today's episode. Next time we get into some really great discussion. And really, oh my goodness, we go places with the fan fiction as well a little bit.
It was fantastic.
So,
it was fantastic.
I mean, really, check us out next week. And you know what? Stay safe, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Drink water. Get vaccinated. And keep making those amazing people. We'll see you next time. Character Creation Cast is a production of the One Shot Podcast Network and can be found online at www.charactercreationcast.com. Head to the website to get more information on our hosts, this show, and even our press kit. Character Creation Cast can also be found on Twitter at CreationCast or on our Discord server at discord.charactercreationcast.com. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Bolter, and I can be found on Twitter at Lord Neptune or online at lordneptune.com. Our other host, Amelia Antrim, can be found on Twitter at Ginger Reckoning. Music for this episode is used with a Creative Commons license or with permission from the podcast they originated from. Further information can be found within the show notes. Our main theme music is Hero Remix by Steve Combs and is used with a Creative Commons license. This podcast is owned by us under Creative Commons. This episode was edited by Ryan Bolter. Further information for the game systems used and today's guests can be found in the show notes. If you'd like to leave us a rating or review, we have links to various review platforms out there, including Apple Podcasts, in our show notes. Also, check the show notes for links to our other projects. Thanks for joining us, and remember, we find that the best part of any role-playing game is character creation. So go out there and create some amazing people. We will see you next time.
Now we gotta read some show blurbs.
Show blurbs.
Show blurbs.
Show blurbs.
Show blurbs.
Character Creation Cast is hosted by the One Shot Podcast Network. If you enjoyed our show, visit oneshotpodcast.com, where you'll find other great shows like A Horror Borealis.
A Horror Borealis is an actual play Monster of the Week podcast set in the 1990s in the fictional town of Revenant, Alaska, just south of the nation's least visited national park and way north of everything else. A reclusive small game hunter with a magical secret, a young anarchist librarian with a passion for conspiracy theory, and a sensible park ranger with a strong local book club following find themselves pulled together by common threads woven mysteriously into their past when monsters begin plaguing their tiny community. but they soon discover the things they're fighting run much deeper and much closer to home. Tune in for a story about identity, empathy, community, mental illness, and healing, and stay for the beloved local diner.